Hi everyone! Here we are, week 8, about to wrap up this course. It has been such an amazing experience taking this journey with all of you thus far. So, on that note, let's jump right into this final summary reflective video. When I think about the title of this course, Early Childhood and Play From Theory to Practice, this course has allowed us to do just that. We have studied various theorists, their theories, their ideas that they have put forth, and then we were able to come up with ways that we could apply those to our own practice as teachers and educators. When I think back to our foundational theorists, such as Vygotsky and Piaget, and Vygotsky in his idea that he placed social interactions can enhance and foster a child's cognitive, social, and emotional development, he focused on dramatic or pretend play and how that can also enhance a child's development. He also brought forth the idea of mental tools and children acquiring those tools to help them navigate situations in the world around them. And also the importance of not only acquiring those tools, but being able to use those tools in social situations. Another thing from Vygotsky was his zone of proximal development, which is what a child can do with assistance today, they will be able to do independently tomorrow. And that kind of ties back into those mental tools and children acquiring them to help them in certain situations. And touching back onto the dramatic play situation and how that type of play can enhance a child's development. In that dramatic play, the children that are involved often come up with a scenario or situation, and from that scenario or situation, they kind of assign roles and rules to go along with that situation in order to carry out what they choose to play. Also, in play, we often see that children can perform at a higher level of ZPD or their zone of proximal development in play than they can in a more academic situation. They're able to better self regulate their behavior and, in a way, master their own behavior as they wish to stay engaged in that situation. They do have to control their behavior in order to remain an active participant in that situation. When I think back onto Piaget, he put an importance on interacting with objects and also that children are active and critical thinkers and that they will only learn what they are ready to learn. And we as educators need to meet those children kind of where they are and appreciate where they are in their learning. Um, One thing from Vygotsky is his idea of repeated questioning, and that being a technique that we can use to kind of push those children a little further. Um, Again, we might not always be happy as teachers where they are. We need to appreciate that, but we can use repeated questioning in order to push those students a little further in where we want them to be. That is one thing I have tried to incorporate more into my practice when interacting with students, is just to use that repeated questioning to kind of push them a little bit further. I think back onto Montessori and her importance of materials in the classroom and them being purposeful and how they're organized and how children can't use those materials until they're shown how to do so. So a change I kind of took from Montessori was just the materials and kind of where I place them in the classroom just to make sure that children can get the most out of those materials as they can. I think back onto David Elkind and how we need to provide different experiences for children, and we also need to allow time for child initiated play so children can use their imagination and their curiosity. And through this, we need to strike a balance of work, love, and play. And I mean, I know as teachers, we need to hit certain benchmarks with our students, but we do need to remember that while it's important that students do get the academic side of things, what they can learn through play is also important as well. So again, from Piaget, I really took his idea of repeated questioning and I really tried to use that more. And dramatic play was another area that I'd like to focus on when I think of my action plan. So when I think of my action plan and some things I'd like to change or incorporate, dramatic play, I know I've talked about this in the discussion post, is really one area I'd like to focus on and kind of revamp that area. Some ideas that the teacher and I that I work with had was to kind of every few weeks or month or so, depending on the children's interest, is to kind of make it a different type of area just so more children will utilize that area. We had thoughts of a pizza shop, an ice cream shop, a post office, because right now as it stands it's more just a kitchen and more so just the girl students use it. So we hope if we can kind of change it up, the children will have to assign those roles and follow those rules if they wish to stay engaged. So I think that's how I can tie it back to Vygotsky a little bit, but that's one change I really want to make, is to kind of revamp that dramatic play area to just include different themes, and also to encourage more children to use it so they can get that experience of being able to use that area and play, and hopefully that can enhance their development as well. Um, Another change that I wanted to make was to be a more active observer, and I think I've talked about this as well. And one way I want to do that, or to help me do that, is to kind of keep an observation journal of some sorts. I haven't quite ironed out how I'm going to structure this yet, but some type of journal. I'm not sure if I want to have a page for each kid or a section, but just to kind of write some notes overall in general while I'm observing play. This can just help me with things that might work, that didn't work, changes we want to make, things that worked well, children that struggled more, maybe children that didn't utilize the area as much as we thought. So I kind of want to keep some type of observation journal. That's something that I'm going to work on. Also, another thing, touching back to my ongoing personal action project, is I want to include more literacy materials in different areas of the classroom to encourage children to practice those skills in their play, such as in the block area. Maybe they could make signs or maps for the different structures that they built, such as in the dramatic play. They can use the paper if they're playing the pizza or ice cream shop to take the orders on or write out the checks or whatnot. Obviously, in the art center, those materials are available for children to draw. Also, maybe in the library to put some more literacy materials, just to encourage children to write down notes about books or if they liked a book or whatnot. So those were some of the changes that I'd really like to make, that I'm really going to work hard to think about this summer and think how I can really start to incorporate those right from the beginning of the year. When I think back to my early ideas on play from the beginning of this course, I always knew play had a place in early childhood education, but I more so it just thought kind of as a free play to give them more break from academics. But now I can see how play can really enhance really with their social and emotional skills, and what they can, how they can build those skills and gain those mental tools and gain those tools that they need through play. It's not so much just us teachers sitting down and teaching them, but children also having the opportunity to use them in a playful situation, and all the things children can learn from play. Um, so I guess I really learned really the importance of play, and how it really, early childhood and play do connect, not on a developmental level. I think that's what I really took out. So again, this has been a great experience. Hopefully I will see some of you in other courses soon, and have a great summer.